Hello friends, good afternoon. Today we are going to look into the next feature, and that would be for the one now we are looking at the PennyWize Google app. I in this app in sorry, let me make it bold. In this sheet, I have created this to-do sheet for every new feature that we are going to add into our system, and then also I shared it with one of my friend who's a developer as well. So um, here I've given assigned dev. That means if he's going to work on a feature, then I'll not work on it. This will give us exclusive working, and we can work in parallel whenever we can. So for now it's just me, so I'll put my name on this feature, and I'm going to see HTML email templates for branding. So let me see what this is all about. Let's go to PennyWize and say how to get HTML email templates for branding. So this question is for PennyWize. I think for ChatGPT would be able to answer it much better because this is one of its suggestion. So let's see. Want good looking branded emails without fighting Outlook? Here's a fast path plus copy paste templates you can adapt to your brand. Option 1, plain HTML, production safe, and a plain text fallback. Works everywhere, zero build tools. Then MJML, HTML faster authoring, write clean MJML, compile to email save HTML in CI. Great for teams, you will send the compiled HTML. And then React email, nice DX, and then with resend, especially with resend, author with React components, and render to HTML on send. Resend supports this nicely. Still test the rendered email in email clients. Brand tokens you'll use, so primary, accent, text, font, you will have these ones, and then logo URL, you are going to have the logo.png on the from the website. Solve these ones, then ship. So template A will be newsletter marketing, HTML responsive, dark mode aware. So this is going to be the template. Second will be transactional receipt. Then we will have that some stylings over here. Using these with resend plain HTML. So you would have send plain HTML here, and then if you prefer React email, then you would have this, and then TypeScript you would have the React brand logo. Branding and delivery tips: inline CSS and tables for layout, cap width of 600, pre-header text booths open, and host images on a fast CDN, add descriptive alt text including physical address. Okay, unsubscribe preference links, add UTM tags to link for analytics, test in real clients, Gmail, Outlook, Apple Mail, and mobile. Keep HTML lean, avoid heavy CSS/JS. Provide a plain text alternative, resend can auto generate or supply your own. If you support dock mode, add gentle contrast to see template A. If you tell me your brand colors, logo URL, and tone, I'll tell other templates and turn them into MJML or React email components if you prefer. So our brand color is yellow, PennyWize is yellow in color. So we can see that on the home page it's yellow. So let's try that one out. We brand colors yellow, and green. This one, because our PennyWize logo is yellow and green. Yellow, pink, green. Yellow, black, pink and green. So let's see. We can have that here. Yellow, black, pink and green. Then logo URL. I will want to create a logo, right? First let's look at image generator and let's create a logo. In the library I don't have any, so at the moment I don't have any logo. Actually, let me copy this, copy image, go back, and then let me look at create logo from this image, given image. And use link and then third one he want is the tone. I would also give the existing code. I prefer React email. My existing code is please make changes to my existing code below. And we will pass in the existing code we have. So I don't have that, so let me open it. Stingy Abby. It should open the Visual Studio Code for us. Okay, so yeah, it will give it some time to load. This is the send digest. I think it updated. Visual Studio just updated. Oh, okay. So Control A, Control C. There's some initializing happening. Okay. Control A, Control C. And we'll pass this to ChatGPT. So let's see. And then we have, so this is interesting. It's I would want to see what an React email will do. In this case, what it's talking about React email is going to create React components, containers, image section, and then it's going to have everything written in React and then have it styled accordingly instead of text. So that we will have the newsletter logo URL, and then we have brand name. We are sending HTML body. So let's see. I think it's still thinking about it. So ours is not weekly dive, ours is send digest.ts. There is a weekly digest en.ts. This will be filled up in the React style, and then add a clean SVG logo, PennyWize URL, svg, so this is an svg, yeah. So then we'll have the update send digest.ts to use React. So they have given us a step here, and let's see, we'll create emails and then weekly digest.tsx. so let's do that. Let's create emails and then emails folder, and then we can have weekly digest.tsx. so within source we will create a folder called emails, and within this actually components, we are using this in the API only, right? So in API let's create a folder called emails, and within this folder we would want to have weekly digest.ts. tsx. Okay. This page is unresponsive at the moment, so let's make it weekly digest dot. Let's rename this weekly digest.tsx. okay, so weekly digest.tsx. now what we need to do, we need to copy this code. This is the weekly digest.tsx. I'm able to highlight, yeah, the page is responsive, so let's highlight this. We have copied the code, let's have it saved here. See if there are any errors. I do see an error at the very top. So this is about npm. Oh, we need to do this one, npm install react email components. So let's copy this, and we need to have it installed. So let's get the terminal up. Yeah, we have the terminal, and over here we need to have the npm install react email components. So here I'm installing them, and they have been installed now. Looks good. This one is here, and then fix. Okay, looks like this one still has a problem. What is the we have to do this one also, copy, and we have to save types. So on the terminal, one more thing we need to do, yeah, this one we want to save dev install npm package. It has been installed, so pdfkit issue goes away. We don't see any problems. Now we have about packages updated, right? A lot of packages updated. So we will have this committed. We will say react component and pdf kit packages installed, and we'll have this committed into our repository. Yeah, this is now installed in our repository. So now that we have this weekly digest dot weeklydigest.tsx, we will be able to now have it run. This is the code for that weekly digest.tsx. Add a clean svg logo, word mark is going to be PennyWize, and then we have a dot. Save this as public slash PennyWize logo dot svg. So what we are going to do, we are copying this, build from a brand colors and banner. You can keep your png too, but svg is crisp in mail clients. Okay, so save this, and we need to create a public over here. So do we have a public? We have emails. Yeah, we have a public, and then over here I will create, save it over here, right? So we need to open the reveal in folder finder. So now we have a public folder. We open this and we'll paste it here. It's not pasting, so let's copy the image, save image as. Okay, so we should have a public folder. So let's come little outside. Source, that should be public, and we have it over here. We are going to save as. So as it mentions here, PennyWize logo.svg. So we'll have this. So I think I'm in the wrong chat. I need to come back here. This is the old code. This is the svg. Save image as, and then we would have the name change, and here it is, and we would go into source, and then we would go into public, and we will save here. Okay, I think that saves the logo. We can open this. It's the svg file here. We can see it. So let's go back to PennyWize, and we will say then your absolute logo URL will be site is equal to logo URL is going to be within this svg. Let's so now our email we can copy. I don't know if I have to change the env file for this, but I think I'll keep it as of now. I'll keep it as it is, and I'm going to is there a site and logo URL over here in this? Let's see. No, weekly digest component does not have the site or logo URL. There is site URL. So we can check that one out. Let me copy this site URL, logo URL, control F, and we search it here. We do not see anything. And then in site, there is site URL, site URL, site URL. So apart from that, I don't have any. So then now we'll skip this for now, and we'll move on to senddigest.ts, how we'll update it. And this is the whole code associated with that. I think at the current moment I can just take this code and replace it what we have over here. Control A, Control V. So I do not want there are a couple of errors. There is one more here. So let's get that. This one. There is unexpected any, so we'll fix that one. Okay. So this one, if we look at the code changes, let's see if there are any other code changes. Put the SVG file above in public SVG so that the absolute URL becomes next public site public. If we prefer to provide, this is about PNG brand colors, dependency bash. So we are going to install both of them. So we have done that. So let's do that. Let's install this npmi. So before I run this and change all the committed files, let's see what changes we have done here. We have removed most of the code and we have made certain fillings here, and then PennyWize logo, we have added it, the SVG file. So now we can go and in the terminal we can paste our React PDF kit and all that, React email, and yeah, they are all installed now, so we should be good here. So let's commit this, updated send digest logic to use React email. Commit all and sync. And before we test this, let's look at the who all are true. So Manav, no, all are false except my 2 accounts, and then 1 account for the monthly email. So I can go ahead and deploy this, make sure that we are deployed. We have deployed all the changes. Refresh. One thing I wanted to check was that on the send digest over here, the URL logo, control F, logo URL, right? This one. This is the site that, so this two JavaScript code for like constant declaration are here. That is good, that is already put. So put SVG into public. Yeah, this code is this, so I think this should run now. So this one is ready. So what we need to do is we need to go to settings, cron jobs, and we need to trigger the send digest. View logs, live. We see an error message. What is the error message? Error module not found, cannot find module. So we copy this error and we send it to PennyWize. Let me, before we make changes in the monthly digest, I want to see what error message issue this is. So if you look at the logs, we can see that the imported from senddigest.js finalize resolution module resolve. I think it's a module conflict that they are facing. Yeah, it mentions that the serverless function is running in ESM mode. Now that function will have to have an explicit JS file. So what we need to do is or use the dynamic import that tries both JS and weekly digest to survive build setup. So above I'm going to use both files. Put your logo in public and use its link. So this will be the site logo will be brand. So save the banner in your repo to host public assets. So this will become brand. It's still rendering the let it load. We'll wait for it to complete. I'm coming up with the answer. It will take some time. We are past the 30-minute mark now. I think we'll resolve this and then we'll go ahead with. So yeah, this is still being listed, so let's have it run. I think there's more code needed to come. We'll finish this fix, make sure our weekly email run correctly, and then we'll go ahead with the rest of the we'll next part 2. In part 2 we'll do the monthly emails. I'll wait for this solution to come completely. I do see an update, more code has been inserted, so yeah, I think we are done here. So let's go back to the error that we were seeing, and it says that that TypeScript isn't being compiled for files outside of next pages. The compilers can't find the extension. The fix could involve updating tsconfig and ensuring proper file extension handling. You are getting that error because the serverless function is running in ESM mode. Yeah, this is what we saw, and they are mentioned here. We need to put the logo in public. Then the base URL at runtime is brand. We'll have the brand in between the site brand and then with this one. If you prefer the SVG I shown earlier, save it at public brand and this and point the. So let's save it over there. Save it as public/brand. So let's go to that. We have the finder available. So the finder is in public. So let me get the finder available for us. Yeah, this is the finder. Now we are going to create a new folder. The folder name is going to be brand, and PennyWize logo.svg goes into it. Okay, it went into it, so it's in the brand folder now, and our link becomes brand. So our weekly digest tsx, we copy the code and we go to that weekly digest.tsx. Here Control A, Control V. We have some changes here. It is modified. I don't see any errors on this one. I see errors. Let's see what it needs to do. we have the export in weekly digest. So weekly digest email.tsx. So this is the export weekly digest email, and then the promise. Here we have one more function. This should be await. I'm getting all this. If I do TS, do I get any change? No. Let me just make it weekly digest. Email slash, this is our weekly digest.tsx. Because I ensure that the import path and file extension match with the project setup. Typically, you should remove the TSX extension when importing the React component in TypeScript. So just weekly digest. Even then, I'm seeing an error here. So let's fix this. Okay, so I think we'll leave it to that for now. This is the send digest. We can go back here that we have updated the weekly digest.tsx. Replace your send digest with this version dynamic import. So we are going to copy this. It has the public brand PennyWize URL logo. So we are going to update that. Send digest becomes the whole file, doesn't become. Okay, we do see certain small errors. So any, this is more of a lint lint type error. Let's resolve that. At the moment what we'll do is we'll leave this over here. We'll continue working on fixing this. For now I do see there are some things that we need to do, so let's pause it here, pause the video here, and let's look into this in the next video. Thank you so much guys. Please continue watching and please visit the website for updates. Have a good rest of the day.